The following is the first of 4 segments of the Rathbun Land and Water Alliance's virtual field day, which was held September 2nd. Our thanks to Bob Quinn, co-host of WHO Radio's The Big Show, for the field day interviews.
Hey, Bob Quinn here. Welcome to our video field day. We're going to be looking at some things being done to make sure that water stays clean, starts out clean. We talk a lot about clean water in Iowa starts here. Comes out of the sky clean. These landowners are doing a great job making sure that when it gets into the watershed area, gets into the runoff areas, gets into the lakes, that it's clean there as well. So again, thanks for joining us a little bit today, and we have lots of information coming up. Well, keep sediment and stuff out of Rathbun Lake today. We're with the folks from Rathbun Lake Watershed, and also being hosted by the AgriLand FS. We're going to be looking a little bit later on today at a low disturbance toolbar for putting anhydrous in the ground. So that's what we're doing, and we're here with Dan Lovett. Dan is our landowner. Dan, let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing here. We're standing in front of what's going to be a pond, and you've done some work around that with some terraces. So kind of give me the lay of your land. Rolling or like flat to hilly?
It's rolling,
yeah.
I would say. Yeah, and a lot of it, 320 acres, and I think 100 of it is pasture land. And another probably 20 or 30 of it is just timber and ditches.
I got to ask you, it looks like we had some rain here. Did you get some rain last night?
Yesterday afternoon is when we got the rain, I think.
Did pick up a little bit of rainfall. We're sitting in a bean field right now. You using rotation, corn bean rotation here?
Yes, yes. My cousin farms it and has for several years now. And he's got a corn bean rotation.
Yeah. Well, tell me about some of the conservation work you've been doing here. I've seen some maps that you've been putting in some terraces that we've been looking at. What have you been doing here?
Well, we terraced this field that you can see. The whole entire farm's in beans this year, and we built several terraces on the farm. And then it actually started when a neighbor to the west was terracing his field, and I used that as an opportunity to close up some ditches and put culverts through them on my farm so that we could access the backside of the pasture, because the ditches are so severe that you couldn't even drive a ATV across them.
Yeah. Now, I got to ask you, because what we're looking at is clean water and holding sediment and phosphorus out of Lake Rathbun. I mean, why is that important to you? This is something you decided to do. Why is conservation practice important to you as a landowner?
Well, I grew up on a farm 15 miles from here in Decatur County, and my dad was always very conscious of conservation. He wouldn't raise beans on his farm, for example, because it's pretty hilly down there.
Yeah.
And I've always been considerate of in favor of conservation, obviously. The other thing in my real life, before I retired, I was a civil engineer and used to work on water and wastewater plants, and I know the impact that phosphorus has on lakes and waters that people ultimately use for drinking water. So I understand that, and I believe in conservation. And this pond, that's part of the reason that we built it, but the main reason was because I can remember 40 years ago that this was a relatively small ditch here, but due to our changing climate or for whatever reason, by the time we built this pond, the ditch was probably 15, 20 feet deep. It had eroded that much. So it was a chance to stop the erosion and save the land as well.
Now, you're a civil engineer. Did you design that pond yourself?
No.
I'll tell you what, we're going to be talking off and on throughout the big show today, and find out how some of these practices work. And we're here with Dan Lovett. Bob Quinn here on the big show.